He's hobbling his way to the boundary line. He's also done an ankle by the looks.
Going to be fun in the Geelong medical rooms this week. Hickmott gets it away to Gary Hocking. He's playing with an injury and has given it away to Steve Wallace. Wallace, kick number 15. Into the middle he goes and finds Nigel Keller. The Dogs finishing full of running. Keller in towards Grant. The fly, but he couldn't take the mark. Osborne is there also. Brown, O'Reilly and Hickmott smother them.
1 minute and 16 seconds.
And 5 points the difference.
I think I'd move Gary Evelyn up to the half-forward line and put Paul Couch back in the goal square.
Tanner pushes towards the line and Riccardi can't pick it up on the half volley, but I don't know how hard he was trying to pick it up. He's quite happy to see it go over as the casualty list grows on the Cats bench. A minute remaining. Barnes again with that mighty belt.
Been gigantic today, Barnes, or tonight.
That is great play by Barnes. That's wasting valuable seconds for the Cats. Look at that ankle. And it's Kenny Hinkley. Puts Gray still a chance. A goal would put them in front by a point, but they've got 50 seconds of play left to do it.
I think it's worth flooding the back line from Geelong.
Here's the bounce. The Dogs need a goal. They trail by 5 points. They've got the opportunity here as it sets sail in towards full forward. Brown flies. Osborne's left loose, and he goes! They all went up for Geelong. And Ozzy has kicked his second for the quarter and possibly the winning goal.
Well, it was a critical mistake with 2 Geelong players going up. Unfortunately for Brown, he didn't get his fist on it. It was his man on the ground that kicked what will probably be the winning score.
So time running out now as Hocking sends Geelong down towards half forward. Good mark taken by Minch. He's got to play on and they've got to take a mark. It's got to be Ablett or Brown. Oh, what a finish. 8 seconds left. If the Cats are down.
If he kicks a point, it'll be another tie.
Oh, don't tell me.
Oh!
The siren's going to sound.
How'd you like that for pressure?
Well, his coach Malcolm Blight knows all about that.
This is your moment, Billy. He'll go back and belt this straight through the middle. Yes, I'd back him.
Well, he's had a rock and rolling season. Down and out and back he comes. Can he finish it off with a goal? Billy, you are king of Geelong.
The monkey's off the back, Billy!
Billy! Oh, Billy! Look at them! Look at those Geelong players! Look at Blighty out there!
Look at he's played in 2 years! I've never seen a coach react like that, have you?
Well, they were facing adversity at half-time. They've lost plays. This is one of the great victories at Geelong. And Billy Brownless, hasn't he turned it round? He was the villain in 1992 when the West Coast thrashed them in the grand final. He's turned around and won it off his own boot.
Almost grand final-like scenes here.
This is where I grew up. Climbing mountains. Playing in puddles.
Rocky sideways, comes out.
Always try to keep on the straight.
Oh, he's in trouble there.
And narrow.
Oh, he's gone.
9 times he's won our great race. Now, at the end of the road, Peter Brock says goodbye in his perfect way.
Which car performs so well on the road, it's gone on to perform even better off the road? Which car is so well balanced and reliable to drive around town, it's being driven to extremes around the world? What rally-based production car is available from $17,990 drive away? If you're looking for an answer, you're looking for a Lancer.
At Schnitzels Plus, the choice is yours. Crisp garden fresh salads, barramundi schnitzels,
Plus creamy seafood sauce.
or freshly crumbed and pan-fried chicken schnitzel,
Plus shrimps and grilled cheese.
or pork, veal or turkey schnitzels.
Plus juicy steaks or our special roast of the day.
Ah, Schnitzels Plus.
The desserts.
And introducing the Buy the Coke, Keep the Glass special.
For lunch or dinner,
With family or friends,
it's Schnitzels Plus for us.
What'll it be, stranger?
I'm a-looking for some gold.
Well, you've come to the right place. We've got West End Gold. It's a brand new mid-strength brew. For $23.49, it's as good as gold. And you can sip and save on Macallan Scotch whiskey at just $19.99. And Barossa brandy, fine and dandy, $16.99.
Why, they're damn fine nuggets you got there. The gold, that is.
We've got it all. Sofas, recliners, solid timber, country style, sumptuous. And now, Fabio Mazzero quality leather. And at the lowest price, or it's free. Discount Lounge Centre, Ranella, Parafield City and Anzac Highway.
These are the contenders for the Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Mark number 1, Tony Motra. Mark number 2, Daniel Harford. Mark number 3, Stuart Lowe. Mark number 4, Blake Carasella. Mark number 5, Adrian Fletcher. You could win a magnificent Mitsubishi Magna Executive V6 by recording your vote for the Mitsubishi Mark of the Year. The winning nominee and player will be announced at the end of the grand final.
Dear fellow footy fans, I am deeply, deeply sorry. Although he fought back courageously from injury, Wayne Carey is not playing in today's grand final, and it's all my fault. It was my Ruboy theorem that cast Wayne into the public spotlight, and we all know what happens to kangaroos that get caught in spotlights. I feel your pain, Wayne. Yours, apologetically, Ewan McCormick.
Driving way till you see the crowd.
Oh my God, now it's getting late. This is magnificent. I had no idea that these would be so popular. In fact, it's unbelievable the response they've had, you know.
There's no tomato sauce on them.
Debbie Dunstall just rang up and said, I haven't fed Jason. Is it possible to send him in? It's quite amazing.
Bit on the style side, aren't they?
What, these sandwiches?
It is about 2:30
I
a.m.
couldn't imagine it, mate. They've come from our canteen. That'd be magnificent. Look, we've looked at footy, Ted. You can't put them back, Ted.
Oh.
Hit the lot.
Take
1970.
one back.
We've got 1954, 1994. How do you draw a line over the way the game's been played over those, 45 years odd that we've looked at?
Look, I think one of the things that came out of the 1970 grand final, which we just saw in the recent Bulldogs Geelong game, was, in the second half of that Collingwood-Carlton game, the tempo of scoring. If the game's played fast, it's always possible to get a rebound, and that's one of the features of the game today, I'd say, wouldn't you, Elsie?
Yeah, I think it's probably been a feature of the game for the last 10 or 15 years since I've been playing.
Well, I was going to say,
in your era too, Ted.
Going back, we were talking during the week, some of us, just about some of the great finals, and we were going back to the mid-80s, Hawthorn and Essendon, for example. I mean, the game is very different now, isn't it, from those heady days for those clubs of 83, 84, 85.
Probably trial-by videos stamped a fair bit of that out. I remember the good old days where...
for better or for worse, though?
No, there's no doubts. Look, the refinement...
Well, there is. You're going to get people, Ted, I've just seen even the running sheets upset. You're going to get people right across the town on the land that are going to debate that the game is better or it's not, aren't you?
Yeah,
some,
but I
some
think...
will say it is, some will say it's not.
Look, with the sort of analysis we're doing now, we can say that it is getting better. There's just no doubts about that. The kicking skills are fantastic today. If you look at that 1970 grand final, if you look at the number of times the players drop marks uncontested, they don't do that now. Very rare, 2 or 3 times a game, but it was happening quite often. The kicking skills, we used the drop kick. That was one of the lovely things about the 1970 grand final, probably the last of the drop kick. Now,
James Cook actually did a drop kick last weekend.
He did.
Come into the goal.
Yes, he did. Exactly right.
You know, like, no, the kicking skills have improved enormously, the ability to take the ball on the hands, the tackling. My God, the tackling pressure that they apply now compared to good old Don Jolly was having a field day in the 1970 grand final, umpiring everything, you know.
The Crows tackling, just interrupt me, last week was sensational, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just fantastic.
Especially that last quarter. The pressure was right on. And St Kilda the night before against North Melbourne.
But I'll give you one statistic. In that grand final, there was, I think, about 30 effective handballs in the game. Now it's about sort of 70 to 80 that a team... This is effective stuff. This is it really gets to a player, and the player then disposes the ball. Now, that's not... doesn't mean, you know, there's just more fiddling. It means that there's so much more pressure, so much more speed in the game, because what we also know is the amount of kicking and the amount of marking has kept the tempo of what it was back then from studying some of these past games.
Boys, we have to move on. We had joy for the Cats not so long ago, but now let's go to 1994, the grand final, one of the power sides of the 90s, the West Coast Eagles.
Handley in front, ball from behind. Taken brilliantly by Evans, who shoots. Goal. Boots it out wide. Hines in best position. Bond is on for the hand pass. Bond has got it 35 metres out. Sharp angle. Settles. Kicks. He's got it.
Barnes lays it down. Bairstow caught. Took a long time to get rid of it. Hart caught. Good tackle on him too by Pickering. Kemp's little handball didn't go very far. Pike trapped it well. Couch should kick a goal. Goes for Couch. He's got it. Wills with a long bomb. Brownless in the front spot. Jakovic to feed off him. Atlett's first touch. Takes Jakovic on. Handball brilliant. Billy needs a good bounce. Matera looks for a free kick. Minch's hands are quick. McCarty's a goal. It bounces. It's a goal.
Well-weighted kick. It's not in space. Forward at the wing. Wills wants it. That's the target. Wills settles in front. From behind, Worsfold. Great grab in front.
Great work from Wills, who ran 150 metres to get that one.
Wills takes him on. Gets by Worsfold. Kicks from 35. Oh, great goal! Kicks it to the wing. Waterman and Brewer. Clever mark. Waterman runs on, down towards half forward. Awkward half volley for Hetty. Did nicely, controlled it well. Got it to Evans. In front, Wilson. He's 40 metres out. It'll take a good kick. The Cats by 2 points. That is a beautiful kick. Straight through the middle.
Strangely, West Coast implementing zone defence for the first time in the finals. Have gone man on man today.
Barnes front spot. Turnbull all over him to the back. Kemp laid it off. Wilson from 50. Another very good kick. He's got it.
Almost.
Close to it, no question. Oh, look at this again. Evans chopped it off. Suwitz is going to kick it over. O'Reilly's hit for a goal. It's not good enough, Geelong. To Kemp. At about 70 metres of the bounce. At 50 now. Oh, chips to Lewis. Not quite. Goal anyway. It's all happening.
Missed by Brennan, picked up by Hocking. Couch feeds it back towards the middle. This is Colbert inside the centre square, kicks well inside the 50. Down there is Brownless. I think that's bounced. He's paid the mark, but the umpire directly behind Brownless, and a replay will be very interesting. I think he trapped it on the half volley. Watch it again.
Your decision, Dennis.
I think it touched the ground. Here's Brownless directly in front. 40 metres out. He's got his score. Runners up once in the space of 8 seasons.
Brown, bad kick. Straight to Banfield. Banfield kicks it over his head and kicks a goal.
Hocking, unkind bounce. It runs away and goes out of bounds, and we're down to 5 seconds. Michael Malthouse, a job well done. He coached his first game at the Western Oval back in 1984. Footscray was the side. They won that afternoon against Richmond, and now a long road to the MCG and his second premiership. The Eagles are premiers for the second time in 3 celebrating in Western Australia. They're celebrating at the MCG.
Yes, the eventual margin, something like 80 points in favour of the West Coast Eagles. Marvellous triumph for Mick Malthouse and his men, and really the end, that was the last straw for Malcolm Blight, who then joined us here at 7 as a special comments man for several years before, of course, journeying across to Adelaide, where he is now on the verge of something that has eluded him for a number of years. And while that was on, Teddy Hopkins said a very, very interesting thing, and it had nothing to do really with football, did it? Ted, what did you say?
The sandwiches were delicious.
I think we've got that on tape, thank you. Ozzy, just in closing, as we're about to farewell you two guys, you've gone back to school, haven't you? What are you doing?
I'm actually at uni myself now, Sandy. I'm doing a arts degree in sports administration.
How long does that take?
Hopefully only 3 years. It's 3 years full time, and then I might be able to take over from Wayne Jackson.
I was going to say, I mean, is that...
Only joking.
What are you looking at? Is football your career path, or if something in basketball or another sport cropped up?
Well, at this stage, the beauty of the course is I can go in a lot of different areas, marketing, sports administration, a few other areas I haven't really considered as yet. As the course develops, I'll know where I'm going to go, but at this stage, football's still my #1 priority, and then university after that.
Well, look, I don't know what time it is. It's probably a bit after 3 by my watch now, but it goes a bit wonky. Oh, 2, actually. I was thinking of South Australia. Thank you for joining us, and Teddy, to you as well. I can't let you go either without your selections for today's game. Ted, firstly, who are you picking?
Well, the computer picks the Saints by 26 points.
I'm not worried about the computer, Ted. I'm asking
Oh, no, I have to stand by the computer. That's my trade now.
Right, St Kilda by 26.
Oh, yeah.
Ozzy?
I'd suggest St Kilda will win too. By how many points, I'm not too sure. I've just got a computer, but I don't know much about them.
This modern world. OK, boys, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you have a great day too at the MCG. We're going to take a break, and my worst nightmares have been realised because I've just been alerted by our wardrobe department that a strange stick insect is on his way in an extraordinary attire. I can hardly wait.
6:30 Sunday. The location is New Zealand, but it's the dare that has to be seen to be believed.
He's really starting to swing around a lot.
Witness a heart-pounding climb from a helicopter to the roof of a speeding train. Who Dares wins at 6:30. Then at 7, Jill wants more from the relationship.
Some couples, no matter how busy they are, make love 5 times a week. With each other?
But will Tim's passionate plans end in disaster? Home Improvement on 7's must-see Sunday.
If you buy the Mitsubishi Express and you want to use LPG, you'll find it's more than happy. The Mitsubishi Express, working man's best friend.
I'll be back about 4. Okay.
Here, guys. Here's the dinosaur. There's a lot
Hi, everything okay? No problem.
With Solver Maxi Wash, problem solved.
Get into running, walking or aerobics at Joggers World Giant Stock Liquidation Sale. Asics DS Trainer 96 model were $150, now only $99. Adidas Lexicon Extra were $120, now out they go for just $79. And for the little athletes, Nike Zoom Waffles for just $49. Plus there's running tops for a lowly $19 and T-shirts down to $15. Joggers World has a scoop purchase of closing down stock from another Adelaide store. All stock must go. Joggers World Giant Stock Liquidation Sale. 123 Perry Street, City.
Right now at Crazy Dave's, we're overstocked. And the only way out is to sell at crazy prices. Like these low-voltage kits, only $19.95. 3-light pendants, just $49. Cast exterior wall brackets are a crazy $21.95. This do-it-yourself batten fix is just $10.95. Glass panel Tiffany's only $29.95. And these 3-light pendants in a great range of colours are just $79.95 each. Crazy Dave's Discount Lighting. We're open 7 days a week, so come on in soon. At these prices, you're crazy if you don't.
What'll it be, stranger?
I'm a-looking for some gold.
Well, you've come to the right place. We've got West End Gold. It's a brand new mid-strength brew. For $23.49, it's as good as gold. And you can sip and save on Macallan Scotch whiskey at just $19.99. And Barossa brandy, fine and dandy, $16.99.
Why, they're damn fine nuggets you got there. The gold, that is.
The bikes are back at Phillip Island on October the 3rd. The world's best riders have gathered once again at the place where it all started. GP stars Doohan, Beattie, McCoy, Biaggi and Rossi. Plus international stunt riders and drag bikes will be doing their stuff on one of the greatest bike circuits on the planet. So head down to the island on October 5 to see 3 Grand Prix in a day for only $50. Tickets from Ticketmaster. The bikes are back. Don't miss them.
How does a $3.25 breakfast at McDonald's sound? You get a bacon and egg McMuffin with a hash brown and a coffee. At $3.25, a McDonald's breakfast has never sounded better.
Evans' kick up right.
I was there when Jezza almost touched the sun. I was there when Blighty showed he was the one. The day that Timmy jumped the pack to stand out from the rest. The day that Teddy made us cry and Cremo gave his best. I saw Hungry run amok the day he killed the pies. I saw tears when finally it was time to say goodbye. 340 games. The day that Huddle almost wrote a new page for the book. He kicked. Oh my God, he's missed it. The day Barassi showed him he had something more than looks. 7 was there. Ever see the glory? 7 was there. Ever feel the pain? 7 is there. There to taste the victory and the passion of the game. And yes, 7 will be there again. I was there when Gaza took that screamer of a mark. I was there when Modra turned it on at Footy Park. The day that I was king, immortalized his name. The day that Lethal broke the drought and surely won the game. And 7 was there, there to see the glory. 7 was there to feel the pain. 7 is there. Taste the victory and the passion of the game. And yes, 7 will be there again. I was there when the Eagles took the flag away. I was there when Plugger made the Swannies day. I saw Trevor demonstrate that champions never doubt. Show the world what courage is about. 7 was there, there to see the glory. 7 was there to feel the pain. 7 is there to taste the victory and the passion of the game. And yes, 7 will be there again. 7 was there. See the glory. 7 was there
Yes, 7 was there, and we shall, of course, continue to be there, especially later on today. Our worst fears have been realised. He's escaped. His numbers obviously come off the front, but it's a delight.
No. No, not
can we
at
get
all,
another shot of
Sandy.
that?
This is what I sleep in. These are my jammies.
Oh, my
These are the
hat.
gym jams.
And the slippers?
And the slippers. I've got the slippers. I better not put them in.
Not just south of the sandwiches.
Yeah,
but
keep them out of the sandwiches.
And also join us another one of the greats of the game, Jason Dunstall. What, Debbie wouldn't feed you either? Or you saw the sandwiches and you thought, I've got to get there?
Very little food at home, but I must say I feel rather formally attired now that I've seen Justin.
We're talking about finals, guys, and just a couple of interesting points. Justin, to you firstly, having played in probably the greatest final of the modern game as we know it, if you're not participating, if Hawthorn aren't playing finals, do you go?
You're not going to call me Justin and Jason now, are you?
What did I say? Well, it doesn't matter. It's late, everyone knows.
If we're not in the finals, I get...
It reminds me of that faulty towers. I was listening to you talking to you.
I get as far away from them as possible.
That's right. You say tomatoes, I say tomatoes.
Last thing you want to do is go to a final if you're not playing in it. You just...
Really?
Well, you just get to see what you're missing out on.
Particularly if you've played before in finals, and you know what it's like. Sometimes coaches drag you along with young blokes along and say, this is what you got to do, this is finals football. But if you've been there and done it, you don't really want to see it again. It's like, I suppose it's like if you're a plumber, Sandy, on your day off.
Oh, here we go. Someone in prison garb talking about plumbing work.
It's like...
Your plumbing works the hour of the night. You might need a plumber.
I'm a bit worried about the front of these pyjamas. But anyway, if it's like if you're a plumber and, you know, you on your day off, you go and watch somebody else do the plumbing. There's no sense in it, really, is it? So when the season's over, you relax and you don't go to the footy, if you can help it.
Special cheerio to all those plumbers that are still up too. That's interesting. The other point too, early on in the night we were chatting with Teddy Hopkins. We'd had a look at the 1970 grand final. We're talking about the way the game has changed. Now, you came to Hawthorn, what, 85?
85, yeah.
Now, just in the short time, well, it's not so short now, but from 85 to 97, I thought 85 was a sensational year. How do you think the game's changed for the better?
Oh, definitely. I think it's gone through an amazing transition in that period. I mean, it's got so quick and so professional, so refined. I noticed a difference definitely over the last 10 years.
And has it gone, do you believe, full circle? We went through the period of handball at all costs. We started off with a lovely long kick, handball at all costs. Now...
Kick long.
Kick long, with Ted's stats.
Yeah, absolutely, that long kicking.
The only way to go. And
the problem now is as soon as one team does something well, everyone jumps onto the bandwagon because that's working for them, so everyone tries it. I mean, whoever wins, everyone copies them the next year.
Yeah. It may not be the fact that they've got the best players in the competition, of course. It's just the fact that they kick longer or they tackle better, so everybody else does it.
This is just changed the subject dramatically. Did you drive in that game?
I did.
What about at stoplights?
I came down St Kilda Road in this outfit, and I was a bit worried if the car broke down, I would have had a lot of explaining to do. Probably more than Ian Stewart.
Who's probably watching because Sydney and Brisbane have only recently joined us. So, Ian, if you have, we certainly welcome you and hope you enjoy the footy marathon.
Can I just say, Sandy, too, that in that time a lot of things have changed, of course, because Jason's changed significantly, hasn't he? When he first arrived, he was a skinny fella. He had long hair, lots of it.
I was never skinny.
No.
Actually, when he arrived, he wasn't thin.
No.
No, he wasn't.
I think I'm thinner now than when I first got here.
That's it.
Without a doubt.
Actually, just on that and with your knee, I mean, you look remarkably fit.
You've been working too hard in rehab, I think. Rehab's harder than training out the ground.
Oh,
it's the worst place to get stuck in.
You don't want to get...
How tough has that been for you?
Look, it's been a long year, but I've enjoyed it. At least it gives you something to throw yourself into, and you're not doing it on your own. You're training with the other guys, which helps you along a bit.
And at what stage are you at?
It's been about 3.5 months, so it's come along very well. Feels better than it did last time, but I've still got a long way to go.
Yeah. Jason, set up the 89 grand final. The week leading up to it, and what was it like?
Well, 89, obviously we'd won it in 88, so we're pretty confident. And I didn't have too many doubts that we would win on the day, but I guess we had so many good players at that particular time, it was hard not to have that sort of confidence. But as it turned out on the day, it was a little bit closer than a lot of us expected.
Which is interesting because everyone knows how hard it is to win back-to-back.
It is, but we had such great depth in the late 80s that you just knew it didn't matter if someone wasn't playing well, someone else would pick up the slack. And no matter what the score was on the day, we always felt that we would win at the end of the day.
Well, as we said earlier, it was one of the great grand finals. We're due for another one. So settle back, relax, and enjoy a classic. Hawthorn and Geelong, 1989 style.
Set for the final term of the grand final. Hawthorn 18-13, Geelong 13-7. Everything to play for. Back-to-back pennants beckon for the Hawks as Deere gets it down. Buckenara kicks towards half-forward. Fisted away down there by Hocking. Leading in the race his brother. That was Steve down to Gary. Gary's over the ball, shovels it out. We've got a whistle and the ball up.
What Geelong are doing are running David Cameron off the back end of the square, leaving Greg Madigan by himself in the Hawthorn forward back line.
Here's the bounce then. Bairstow, was he taken high? No free kick. Malachielis has got the run of it. Buckenara stood his ground brilliantly. Feeds Anderson, who goes down towards the pocket. Dunstall on the lead. Too quick for Schultz. So Dunstall will kick at goal from about 40 metres out. 3 so far this afternoon. Not an easy kick. He gets this. The grand final should be all over. He's missed. He slides it across the face. Curran the leaper. Couldn't hang on. The ball spills out of bounds and will be thrown in. Tuck's got a problem. They're calling for Tate. Perhaps a dislocation. Boundary throw-in. Curran, who's done well in that area, flicks it behind the pack. Whitman towards full forward. Dunstall couldn't hang on. This is Hughes. He runs it out. Hughes comes up towards half-back. Sweeping hand pass. Linder in trouble. Gives it away. Taken by Kennedy. Fast rebound opportunity. Anderson. He runs to 40. He measures the kick and he misses to the right-hand side.
Well, the ball was pretty hot then when Linder had it. He really didn't look around in the bad hand pass. And there's Ayres and also Platten on the bench. They're the injured.
Kick in by Yates finds Gary Hocking. Gary Hocking, who's been pretty quiet. Left foot kick wide. Looking out here for Flanagan, and he takes the mark at half back for the Cats. Geelong need to get a bit of a roll on. Flanagan's kick on centre wing, and a good mark taken by Stoneham in front of Mew. Barry Stoneham, centre wing, member side. The drop punt kick up towards half forward. Who's home here for Geelong? Linder flies from the back, can't take the mark. Couch knocks it on, but there's a free kick being kicked out of it, and it looks like it's going to the Brownlow medalist, Paul Couch. Outside 50 metres. A little too far out to score, I would suggest, but if he can kick it up into the goal square, Ablett at the back, asking for the ball to be delivered high. It's there, Ablett can't mark. Langford can. A solid performance by the Hawthorn defender.
So great positioning then by Langford. Great positioning.
Langford now kicks after only 2 steps. It slews off the side of his boot, and Bairstow marks at centre half forward for Geelong. Move the ball quickly, Cats. No time to waste. Nothing left for the losers. The kick in towards the goal square. It's punched away by the Hawthorn defender, Langford, and through for a rush behind to Geelong.
And Schultz going off. Or is that... No, it's Mark Yates. Yates, who's in a little bit of trouble in the third quarter. He's off now. Darcy's come back on there. He was injured, and he's picking up Brereton.
He's also injured. Here's Langford. Member side with a kick. Madigan over the top. Juggled attempt at the mark, not paid. Quick hand pass comes across from Malachielis to Hughes, who goes goalward. And misses to the near side. Well, Geelong have outscored Hawthorn in the last 2 quarters, only marginally. There's that contest we were talking about. In the first quarter, of course, the Hawks set it up 8-4 to 2 goals. The margin then was 40 points. Running repairs, Michael Tuck. Half-time 37 points, 3-quarter time 36. Got closer still, but just with minor scores. The kick in. Wide of the congestion. Madigan, awkward dance, played it superbly. Got it down to Collins, who scrambles it towards centre wing. Morrissey's over the ball. Well played. Great finesse. Morrissey breaks away. Boots it down towards half forward. Brereton, his aching bones, couldn't quite get there. Darcy will be aching some more. Great tackle by Dippy Domenico. Brereton tries to give it back to him. And Darcy, with assistance there, runs the ball across the boundary line.
John, they're going
to look at this replay and learn that the pressure just goes up a little bit in grand finals, doesn't it?
It's an understatement, Ian.
Boundary throw in, half forward flank for Hawthorn. Brereton takes it out of the air. Steve Hocking, Malachielis. Left foot kick by Malachielis is okay. On the end of it is Flanagan. He's wide of centre. If he can kick it further wide, he kicks it towards centre-half forward. Bruns is at the back, looking for the bouncing ball. Ablett, outside 50 metres, flips it to Scott. He's Bruns in the picture now. Into an open goal goes Bruns. And as he put it through, yes, it's all clear.
Wayne's busy.
I just want a quick word.
Hey, look, I told you before, Wayne's still on the phone. He's talking tactics.
2 hours talking tactics. Come on.
Call anywhere in Australia today with Telstra STD and the most you'll pay is $3 a call. No matter how long you talk. That's just $3 a call today only.
What tactics could Wayne Carey possibly be talking about for this long?
Mum, about this Roo Boy thing. I wasn't brought up by a pack of wild kangaroos. Was I?
These are the contenders for the Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Mark number 1, Tony Motra. Mark number 2, Daniel Harford. Mark number 3, Stuart Lowe. Mark number 4, Blake Carosella. Mark number 5, Adrian Fletcher. You could win a magnificent Mitsubishi Magna Executive V6 by recording your vote for the Mitsubishi Mark of the Year. The winning nominee and player will be announced at the end of the grand final.
What'll it be, stranger?
I'm a-looking for some gold.
Well, you've come to the right place. We've got West End Gold. It's a brand new mid-strength brew. For $23.49, it's as good as gold. And you can sip and save on McCallum Scotch whiskey at just $19.99. And Barossa brandy, fine and dandy, $16.99.
Why, they're damn fine nuggets you got there. The gold, that is.
Songs from the South is Paul Kelly's greatest hits. 20 classic tracks from Australia's best songwriter. Songs from the South, Paul Kelly's greatest hits. Out now.
153? Thanks, I'll think about it.
Come and see a pro at ProFit.
89, hey?
And that's with oil, new filter, top-up fluids, 4 plugs, timing and labour.
What? All for $89?
Yep, a major service and tune from $89.
Compare a ProFix service. Compare a ProFix price.
Normally it's the tube or the muffler, seldom both.
And take this sound advice.
Yeah, come and see a pro at ProFix.
Someday we'll all be together once more.
When all of the ships come back to the shore,
I realize something I've always known. I still call Australia home.
On Today Tonight, Adelaide's advertising rip-off.
Daylight robbery. This was a straight-out scam.
Battling families bleed while she lives the high life.
Very, very deceiving woman.
Plus, following the fortunes of the fans and the football families. 6:30 Monday. Can Frank protect the ones he loves?
That's his wife.
From the things he fears the most.
The next one should be somewhere up here.
The final shocking episode of the year.
I've got another job. I have to get ready for it.
Millennium, 10:30 Monday on 7.
The margin is back to 29 points. They will not lie down as Flanagan, who's done superbly, got it down. Hughes couldn't control it. Morrissey got the kick away. Or was it Whitman? It was Whitman. Morrissey gets the hand pass to Pritchard, who goes in short. This is Buckenara, and Buckenara gets the quick reply. 4 goals, Gary Buckenara.
And that's confidence, the way they played that. What a cheeky little chip pass it was from Darren Pritchard. It barely covered 10 metres. And Buckenara had his back to goal. But that's the way Hawthorn play. They're just supremely confident. Watch this, a good hand pass. And the way that Pritchard got it across to Buckenara, confident football.
And Gary Buckenara, he is so dependable when it comes to scoring goals. The bounce back in the centre. Flanagan, Malachellis gets the ball out. Scott running up towards centre-half forward. Robert Scott goes bang with a drop punt kick. It's wide. And a great mark taken by McGuinness, crashing into the behind post. And let's hope he's okay. Scott McGuinness. A lot of doubt over whether he'd take his place in the side. He's picked himself up.
I feel for him. And here it is again. And he's been propped up by the boundary fence at the moment. You can see there. Doctor.
Tough young man by the look of it, Don.
Running out of players, aren't they?
He recovers to take his kick. Half-back flank. And a great mark taken by Hughes just inside 50 metres. So you mentioned, Dennis, that Geelong, they just won't lie down. They are certainly making a game of it, but they are playing catch-up football. Hughes from the 50-metre line. The drop punt kick. Drops into the square. Marking contest. Ablett can't take it. Hamilton will kick a goal. No, it flew off the side of his boot and through for a behind. Just a little off balance there, Shane Hamilton. And he kicks Geelong's 10th behind.
They've got to take those half chances. Just over 19 minutes remaining. Langford, in the bright sunshine, comes Mendes' side. At the top, Collins. This is Bairstow waiting behind a quiet day. Pulls it back across his body. Malakillis camped underneath it. Goes back with great courage. Within scoring range. Yeah, very gutsy.
Some tremendous displays of courage today, and that was, you know, that equals anything that's been shown today. That was terrific.
Question of accuracy here. A kick from about 35 metres out. It's bending too much. And a score. And the Cats creep closer. 33 points, the margin.
And the time ticks away.
Hawthorn, one of the great sides of all time, so spare a thought for the Cats today. They've tried very, very hard. They stood them up a start. Since then, it's been very even. Bruns on the outer side, takes the mark. There's the time remaining. Bruns, only 9 possessions so far. Centering kick, Flanagan marks. Getting plenty of target practice at the moment, the Cats. It's a long way out.
He could kick this, Flanagan.
He is a good kick. He's been one of their better players today. He kicks from 52 metres. Oh, it's going long. It's a goal.
I wish I could pick winners at the races like that.
Well, Darren Flanagan's had the better of Greg Deere. Now, Greg Deere had the better of Simon Madden because of his mobility last time he played. But in football, you're really only as good as your last game. And in a final, an ordinary player can really lift himself. And Flanagan has done that since coming off interchange bench, showing great mobility around the ground. But more importantly, he's getting hit out in the centre.
Geelong get the ball out of the centre again. It's up towards half forward. And a great mark nearly taken by Madigan. Pushed off the ball, Kennedy. Stoneham gets it out to Malakillis. The short chip is effective. And the mark is taken by Gary Ablett.
And there was Stoneham there. He's the workhorse at centre-half forward. He's had a very quiet day, Stoneham, by his standards that he's set this year. He's been an outstanding centre-half forward, but it was him who got the ball out initially, and it's finished with Gary Ablett.
Curran's limping to the other end of the ground.
And Geelong looked reasonably well, apart from Darcy. Question mark on him. Ablett goes for goal number 7, and he pings it.
Gary Ablett is one of those players. He's not overconfident, but to speak to Gary, I remember him as a youngster, a teenager, when he first came to Hawthorn. He wasn't blasé, but he was very, very confident fellow, and he's got a lot of confidence in his ability. There's not overconfidence, but the way he handles himself on the football field, and he knows what he is capable of doing, and he just does it so well.
A disturbance in the crowd. Back to 21 points now. Dia slaps it down towards half forward. Hughes does nicely. Hawthorn have players down with cramp now. Condon is down. Meantime, the ball on the forward line. Oh, magnificent mark by Langford. He had the judgment. It's all happening. That's Harper's free kick. There's Anderson. Out towards centre wing. The Hawks looking a little bit tired now. Over the top it comes. Pritchard. Have they got the poise to subdue one more challenge? At half forward, fisted away by Darcy. Boss has got it. Scrambles it high. Couch will come. Fisted away by Condon there. Hughes did well. Couch confronted and runs away. No great tackle. Whitman ran him down. Curran's got it. Kicks to about 20 metres out. Dunstall. Great use of the body. Has taken this mark. And maybe now they can quell this uprising.
Gee, they've made some mistakes, Geelong. Couch on that occasion then.
Yes, they're running into wrong positions, aren't they, John?
They're just trying to do too much. I think it's a home and away game.
Dunstall has kicked 3. Make that 4.
Well, a lot of Hawthorn goals have come through Geelong mistakes, and that one came through a Geelong mistake. Why they try and run around and get themselves out of trouble on a half-back line in a pressure game. You can only do the instinctive thing, but Geelong are not doing it. Perhaps their instinct is all wrong. But a great goal by Dunstall.
Yes, they've just had too many options up forward. Hawthorn, Curran has kicked, Peter Curran has kicked 3, Berrett has kicked 3, Dunstall 4, Buckenara 4 and Anderson 3. And they've really shared it around the Hawks. Of course, Jason Dunstall, the leading goal scorer in the competition this year. Couch takes it out, gets the hand pass to Bairstow. Here come the Cats again, up towards half forward. Nearly the gather by Ablett. The ball out the back to Collins. He tries to flip it out, and he gets it to Madigan. Madigan fumbling with Mew. Scott. Opportunity for Whitman. Here's Ablett swooping on the football. Well tackled by the brother-in-law Tuck. The kick goes into the pocket. Hamilton close to the boundary line. Can he keep it in? He's one out. He flips it out the back. Close to the line again. Give it a Domenico. Gets the hand pass back. Collins clears for Hawthorn. Back in towards the centre. The mark is taken by Flanagan. Geelong still got their foot on the pedal. They're motoring home. Flanagan's kicked to half forward. The mark is taken by Stoneham. And he's right on the 50-metre line. Can he kick the distance?
Well, at this stage of the game, I've got my doubts. Early in the game, I think he'd make the distance.
You're not much of a gambler, are you, Don?
Not at this stage, Ian.
Well, I'll have a go. I'll say he'll kick it. Barry Stoneham, a tremendous player. Been a little quiet. Centre half forward for the state side earlier in the season. Stoneham gets under it a little bit. The drop punt kick. Gets the distance and the accuracy.
Dear fellow footy fans, despite his incredible finals performance, the Roo boy is not playing in today's grand final. But we must look on the bright side. I can picture him now, out there in the bush with a portable TV, the mob huddled around and a young Joey on his lap as he discusses the finer points of the 70-metre bomb. You'll be back, Wayne. Yours, knowingly, Ewan McCormick.
Big savings, big brands, big range, Chandler's.
It's big spring clean time at Chandler's, where you'll find amazing deals store-wide. Like a TX 68cm stereo TV with teletext for just $889, save $106. Plus, with no interest, no deposit and no repayments until May 1998, there's never been a better time to buy. The big spring clean.
That's what's big at Chandler's.
We've got it all. Sofas, $300. Solid timber, recliners, modulars, traditional, and now Fabio Mazzero quality leather, and at the lowest price or it's free. Discount Lounge Centre, Ranella, Parafield, City and Anzac Highway.
The RAA Adelaide International Motoring Festival is now on, with 16 sensational events over 2 weeks, including the South Australian Hill Climb Championships, Classic Car Show and Classic Auction. The event culminates on September 28 with the inaugural RAA Birdwood Classic, from the Bay to Birdwood, with a spectacular nostalgia concert. Fun for the whole family. The RAA Adelaide International Motoring Festival, proudly supported by Channel 7.
Songs from the South is Paul Kelly's greatest hits. 20 classic tracks from Australia's best songwriter. Songs from the South. Paul Kelly's greatest hits. Out now.
What'll it be, stranger?
I'm a-looking for some gold.
Well, you've come to the right place. We've got West End Gold. It's a brand new mid-strength brew. For $23.49, it's as good as gold. And you can sip and save on Macallan Scotch whiskey at just $19.99. And Barossa brandy, fine and dandy, $16.99.
Why, they're damn fine nuggets you got there. The gold, that is.
The Mitsubishi Express has loading doors on both sides. The competition doesn't. The Mitsubishi Express, working man's best friend.
Wait till you see the bucking Broncos when the rodeo comes to town. See the world champion Cowboys from Canada, the US and New Zealand up against the best from Oz. 3 big days of competition, plus loads of family fun at the State Fair. Top country singers and bands, line dancing and rockabilly, arts, crafts and demonstrations. True Blue entertainment at the Australasian Invitation Rodeo Championship, November 14 to 16 at Victoria Park. Don't miss the action when the rodeo comes to town. Get your tickets at Bass.
Outstanding grand final. We're back to 21 points again as the Cats simply keep on coming. Flanagan knew the hurry kick, plenty of time remaining. Brereton's in front, Darcy over the top. Boss has got it now. Puts it back towards centre wing. Deere is tired, pisks away. Dippy Domenico on the outer side. Out of the traffic, hooks it towards centre half forward. Hawthorne have got the numbers. Boswell over the top. Morrissey breaks away. Morrissey runs to 35. Left foot towards goal. And he's missed.
Actually, he was pushed onto that by that bump by Bairstow. Morrissey. Maybe Bairstow should have retained him by a tackle.